All right, now this is a serious video, and it's talking about COVID and family. Now, this is not to put anybody on blast, so I ain't gonna say no names and nothing like that, but I have a family member that wants to see my son, right? And his, his cousins and everything, right? Now, they got this COVID pandemic going on, and when that person wanted to visit with my son, I think about a month or two ago, and I was like, I'm not ready for him to be going out, outside of the house when they got this pandemic going on. And the person was like, cool, I understand. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, cool. Because, everybody understands this COVID thing going on. And it's not really, it is about the kids. It's about the individual health. But it's also about other people being susceptible to other people. That means if my son pick up something and then brings it back to the house, everybody in the household is subject to contracting the virus. It's just not him. And I got my dad lives with me. So, and he's of age. I got health issues. So I'm not trying to put myself in harm's way or anybody else in harm's way. Right? So, hey, that person understood. And then now the person is asking again, to visit, for the family members to visit one another. And I'm like, I'm not ready. Now, is there a time limit on COVID? I don't think there's a time limit on COVID. But especially when you still got people out here wearing masks. It ain't like people stop wearing masks. That means it's still out there. School not even in. So it's not going anywhere. Ain't nothing changed. It's there's no time limit on this. Right? You can't say, well, okay, I haven't seen the family member in so long. Okay, now it's the time. It's not time. This stuff is still out here, man. It's still out here. And the government is not doing anything to mandate that this thing be over. There's not. This is why we're still dealing with this stuff. It could have been under control if the powers that be would be doing what it is they're supposed to be doing. But they're not. So that means that we still are dealing with this thing, man. Right? And then, so you got to think about it. I just pretty much explained. And then when you have other family members, you don't really know what that family member is doing as far as being safe. It's not like the kids gonna be like having masks on the whole time they're there. That's not gonna happen. Ain't nobody gonna be playing around with masks at the house the whole time. That's not going to happen. So that means that exposure can happen. I'm not going to be pressured into exposing my son to COVID and myself being exposed and my dad being exposed and any other person that that I come in contact with being exposed because somebody wants to see a family member. This is exactly how it was spread at a freaking funeral of family members. Like this is another story. It can very well be your story if you're not following the doggone proper safety protocols. Like it was a family member's funeral that I wanted to go to, but I chose not to do so because I didn't know what was going to happen. And if a family member died today, 6 months after the start of this COVID situation in America, I still wouldn't go, because it's not being handled. It's not under control after 6 months. I'm not doing that, man. Period.